I have no bone in this fight. I'm not Muslim. I'm not Arab. I'm not Palestinian. And in fact, I have had family members who are actually, somewhat xenophobic towards people who are Muslim or Arabic. But I am a human being. And I've seen over the years my understanding grow with regards to how people view people who are Muslim, how people view Muslims. So growing up, I was in a kind of an atheist phase or agnostic phase, whereby I was, reading Sam Harris, and I did see the logic of his argument of addressing quotes from scripture. But over time, it became clear to me that Sam Harris was psychotic. It's one thing to criticize scripture. It's another thing to criticize an entire community of people whereby you do not even know what individuals are thinking about the scripture or how they interpret scripture. Scripture is interpretive. And how you interpret scripture is determined by politics, the material reality of your situation. And so Sam Harris became clear to me that he was psychotic because he made Islam and the motherlode of bad ideas, not understanding that whatever's bad about Islam is also bad in Judaism or Christianity, because a lot of those harmful lines that you see in the scripture, you can attribute it to these other Judeo-Christian religions. But of course, it became clear to me that he has a racial supremacist view, or at least that's what the evidence shows. He has a problem with, fundamentalist Islamic groups. That's one thing, right? And we all should have a problem with that. But he doesn't have a problem with Benjamin Netanyahu making a reference to Amalek whilst he's destroying Gaza like they are Amalekites. Like basically, he's using religious scripture to genocide an entire people. I've never seen anything in the Islamic world this insane. And yet Sam Harris has no problem with it because he's trying to make a rational case for being against religion whilst ignoring his blind spot with regards to another religion doing something that is of the same caliber or even worse. So, and also, let's just think about what religion is. Most people, apart from a small minority, most people are born into their religion. And most people, you'll find a great degree of variance in regards to how they treat their religion. You can go from all the way from agnostic to even slightly atheistic to, seriously committed, lifelong. And the whole breadth includes, everyone who calls themselves Muslim. So it makes no sense to make blanket statements about Islam, just making references to a slither of the fundamentalists, because that's racism by default. You're not acknowledging that a large slither of these people are not fundamentalists or not militants, and yet you're brushing them under the same rug. The issue isn't Islam. The issue is a political weaponization of Islam for whatever goals these militants are trying to achieve. And often these people are in response to Western foreign policy. Hamas, for example, wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for the complicity of Benjamin Netanyahu funding Hamas in order to divide the self-determination of the Palestinian people, in order to be an impediment to a two-state solution. So not only is this Islamophobia insane and racist, but it also, you have to dehistoricize the entire argument. You have to decontextualize everything and make blanket statements. And people say Sam Harris or Bill Maher, these are intelligent people. They may be clever when it comes to following an order of thinking about a certain topic, but they're pretty idiotic when it comes to the bigger picture. They don't seem to acknowledge that there's variability in thinking, and you're stereotyping an entire community. Most people, if they're born into religion, they'll follow it and they'll identify it throughout their lives, irrespective of what they believe in. They may be agnostic, and yet they call themselves Muslim. They may be peaceful and be selective with their scripture, and they call themselves Muslim. And this is why Islamophobia is 100% a form of racism in order to legitimize bombing the hell out of people who are Muslims. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. That'd be very much appreciated. Thank you.